So it's been cloudy and rainy for so long that I really don't have much choice anymore. We had to get some laundry done. So I'm filling the IBC tank up with well, using the generator instead of solar panels. I mean, there's a tick of sun, but there's mostly cloudy, so it wouldn't be enough to run the well pump. So I'm running the generator. It also gives the opportunity to run this dual fuel generator. I don't run it hardly at all anymore, so I guess it doesn't hurt to run it every now and then. Now, what I just did there was it was running kind of like on an idle speed. I ramped it up because the well takes so much electricity on startup. Once it's running, I can turn it back down. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come up here, turn the well on, and fill the IBC tank for about 10 minutes, then shut it off. And that gives the well time to recover in case I'm filling it or running it too fast, because the well has a recovery rate of 5 gallons a minute. And the pump can get up to 13 gallons a minute. So I kind of throttle it using this, but sometimes I don't get that right. So I run it for 10 minutes just so I don't risk emptying the well. Now, as you know, I've had some issues with all the rain we've had. We've had a lot of rain, and you know that if I'm not careful, my well can get dirty. And I was doing so good. Went 5 days without it getting dirty, and then that last hour or two, I saw water leaking. Okay, so we're filling now. And the well got dirty. So I figured out what it was, and I want to show you how this French drain works if I'm fast enough. I may not be fast enough with the camera in my hand. So what I did was, there's a French drain right here. So that's all gravel. And so there's a pipe underneath the gravel that runs down to here. So I saw the other day that it got clogged, and that's why my well started leaking, started getting dirty. The French drain was clogged. So what I did was I unclogged it, hooked up another pipe, and I ran it out to this direction. I showed you that in a different video. So now all the water will run out here. So I'll take you closer. Well, let me grab some water so we can do this experiment. I've already tried it. It does work. So you'll see here that I have gravel, and right underneath that gravel is that pipe, and it's got holes in that pipe, and so the water goes into the pipe and runs down the hill. So let's see if I'm fast enough. There's the water going down. It'll take a few seconds because it's got to get through the gravel, and we should be able to see it here shortly. Well, anytime now. It took a few seconds the last time. I actually didn't think it worked the last time. Okay, there it is. Right there. So that means the water went through the French drain. It took a little bit longer this time, so I guess the French drain is more dry than it was when I installed this. So that's how the French drain works. It's underground, but ended up, I put a ditch here anyways. And that ditch got overwhelmed. It was just a lot of water. So I made this video. I've made several videos. And as you know, I have this guy or people, I don't know, who claims that they're in code enforcement, or they're retired code enforcement. This is going to be a little bit of a rant video. He has called my code enforcement officer many times, complaining about my well. Finally, the code enforcement officer came out here, said there's nothing wrong with your well, it's perfect. And I don't know what they did after that about it, but code enforcement hasn't said a word since then. But I know this guy, he keeps harassing me. Well, yesterday, he's back, or it's another person. This one felt like it was a different person. It really did. I don't think it was the same guy, because he always says, I'm a retired code enforcement. Now, somebody's going to say, well, just blocking. Well, I do blocking, but you can create multiple accounts on YouTube. So when I block them, they just create a new account. Or it's some YouTuber who's got their audience coming out and harassing me, which is quite likely also. But regardless, this new guy, he says, any idiot knows that your well needs to be condemned. Everybody knows that you can't have rusty water, dirty water. It's unhealthy. So in that video I was talking to you about the other day, I was talking to you about this well pump and how it rusts. You can see the rust on it. And I told you that it's not that big of a deal. Wells are tested in the National Forest all the time with rusty water. So, and they always say it's safe to drink, even though you can't hardly drink it. It's so disgusting. But I'm not intelligent enough, apparently, to understand what I need to do to make my water safe. So it needs to be condemned because I'm stupid. So, as you know, I have the Berkey. And the Berkey does a fantastic job. Now here's the thing. What these geniuses know and what I don't know is when we travel throughout the country, and the Berkey would fail on us all the time, using what was supposed to be safe water. We went to Texas one time, and there was this park, free campsite, free water, free electric, and you stayed, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. And it overwhelmed the Berkey. The Berkey couldn't filter it out, and it tasted like petroleum of some sort. It was next to an oil field, so maybe my brain said it was petroleum, but we got sick from that water, even after we Berkeyed it. So that was supposed to be safe water. Now, we were replacing filters about every year when we were on the road. I know that we were using stream water and different things, but Berkey filters are supposed to last 6 years. So we've been here using the well and the Berkey for 4 years, I think now, and they haven't replaced the filters yet. They're still good. So that tells me that my water is safer to drink and cleaner than water that is supposed to be safe for the public. I know that when I lived in a municipality, we had an RO system, reverse osmosis system. And those filters were always disgusting when you would change them. They were just nasty, disgusting. So but the townspeople, you know, they sent out a report every year saying the water was safe. But there was a lot of people getting cancer. And all the dogs in the neighborhood were getting tumors all over the place. Our dogs didn't, because we were giving them that reverse osmosis water. So I'm confident the water was contaminated. Of course, we all know about Michigan and what happened with the lead up there and all that. So I don't trust public water. But I do trust my dirty well, because I know what I'm doing. I'm protecting myself. Once a month throughout the summer, I put chlorine in it. Your public water puts chlorine in theirs. So I put chlorine in it just in case there's some contaminants or something in there. You know, oh, what about forever chemicals? Well, trust me, you're getting forever chemicals in your water too. It's everywhere. You're not going to avoid it. But to talk about health and trying to make a comparison here, we live in probably the most unhealthy country ever. People are unhealthy. Doctors are making fortunes. Food companies are making fortunes. Drug companies are making fortunes. And everybody's sick. They're obese. They're fat. Oh, you're not allowed to say that anymore. We're so fat, we're not even allowed to say we're fat. That's politically incorrect. Most of the population is addicted to some sort of addiction thing. Alcohol, pharmaceuticals, illegal substances. And sugar. Sugar's an addiction. Well, I've given up everything. Everything except coffee. I've given up all the addictions, including sugar. I eat just meat, cheese, and eggs now. I've gotten really healthy. I know I have. My eye's getting better. When I was doing things the healthy way, the way you tell me I have to be healthy, not the audience, I'm talking about that specific guy who says I'm not healthy. But you tell me I'm not healthy because I'm drinking this water. Well, let me understand this. Going on just the averages of what people do each day. So he goes probably to McDonald's 3 times a day and gets his healthy Big Mac, his seed oil fries, double size, triple size, his soda. No, don't worry. It's sugar-free soda. Oh yeah, that aspartame. Have you ever heard what it does to you? Forgetting that it may cause cancer. Let's just forget that for a minute. It actually reacts in your body just like sugar. It'll cause you diabetes. I mean, look how many people are in diabetes medicine now. Everybody is sick. But the guy who's got a well that's a little bit old, no, that's unhealthy. Can't do it. So now this guy, you know, he's probably weighing in around 400 or 500 pounds, telling me I'm unhealthy for drinking this water because everybody knows. Well, everybody knows you shouldn't eat McDonald's 3 times a day or 1 time a day or ever. But they do it anyways. I don't. Meat, eggs, and cheese, that's all I eat, I promise. So then he stays on the computer till about midnight. And so you know what he's doing. He's probably on some sort of government-run healthcare because he's never worked a day in his life because he's too busy eating McDonald's, drinking alcohol at midnight, typing on the computer how I'm unhealthy and that my well needs to be condemned. Well, I condemn you. I say, don't throw stones if you live in glass houses. I do everything I can to make sure my water is safe to drink. My drinking water is safe to drink. The water we use is safe to drink. So then the question becomes, am I contaminating other wells? And the question is, are they? Everybody has the well that's the same age as mine. So I'm going to shut this water off now because Carolyn just hollered out at me that my alarm went off. I run it for 10 minutes. We'll switch it over, shut it off. Now I'm going to go back down that generator and I'm going to slow it back down, put it on idle. So I forget where I was at, but we have done everything we can to keep ourselves safe. We've been here 4 years and haven't gotten sick once. The most I've ever gotten sick was from allergies, and since I've went completely carnivorous, because there was a transition phase that we were still eating some junk and tomatoes and different things. So we've gotten that way from that completely. I haven't not gotten allergies this year at all, which is amazing. I always got allergies. And this is allergy season. Now I know my body is reacting to the allergies. I still sneeze occasionally. My nose still gets a little stuffy occasionally, but it's not that I am miserable like I was every other year. So you'll probably hear the RV pump running. So we're doing laundry, so it's filling. So, oh, I know where I was at. All the other wells around here are just as old as mine. This well sat here for 30 years, not being used. When we came here, we shocked the well, we poured bleach in it, let it sit overnight, then we pumped it out. It was basically a mud that was coming out. It was terrible. And over the last 4 years, I've done everything I can to prevent water from coming out. I really do think this time, I know I say this every time, but I did not realize that French drain was clogged. Had no idea. And so this is the first time I've seen the French drain since I've dug the ditch be needed. It wasn't ever needed before in these heavy rains. So since it was clogged, I saw it, I caught the problem. This is the first time I've seen it leak. So any other time I've made an adjustment, I was guessing. This is not a guess. You saw the water run out of the pipe, out of the French drain, so it's working now. So after 30 years, this well is in better shape than it's been all that time. But for some reason, now that it's in better shape than it's ever been, Oh no, it's got to be condemned. We've got to get rid of this well. It's killing the entire planet. Forget about the McDonald's sandwiches. Rob's well is the reason we're all dying. So if you'll click this up next box to take you to a video where I was talking about, well, actually that pipe, installing that pipe. So I hope I can inspire you to get healthy from the stuff they say is healthy, so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.